welcome to another paleo recipe. I put it on to my private group. Now, to be on my private Paleo Poly group, you need to subscribe. And when that happens, it means that you get the recipes straight away. Okay, so don't worry about that. So I put a question to the group saying, what did you want to see more of? Because I do a lot of desserts, which of course you all love. So I got 3 suggestions. Party foods, yum. Snacks, savoury and sweet, yum. And soups. So today I'm starting off with just some healthy snacks, and I'm doing 1 sweet and 1 savoury, and they happen to be my favourite. So here we go. We have some almonds, we have some pecans, we have walnuts. I have put them on a dry saucepan over there and browned them all. Yum, delicious. So they're all done. We have some shredded coconut, almond meal, and then here it asks for a cup of dried fruit. So as you know, I don't eat fruit. So I've substituted some of the dried fruit for some other nuts. So there are some there. And then because I know the person who's going to be eating these the most loves his sultanas, I've actually cut up some sultanas there. And in here is a combination of some nut butter melted with some coconut oil, with some honey. Now the recipe asks for vanilla powder, which I couldn't get, so I got vanilla paste. So that's all in there, and we've put it on the stove and we've just warmed it all up and incorporated it all. So now let's get started. Quite easy. I hope you've all got a really good blender like I have. Bit of noise. Almonds, pecans, walnuts. Now, especially walnuts, raw walnuts are a bit boring, but if you actually put them in the oven or on the stove and just heat them up that way, they just it brings out a lovely taste. So, and if you don't have something to chop up your nuts like I do, you can very simply use your chopping board and chop them up, as long as you don't chop them up too small, because these healthy bars need to have that lovely crunch. So if you don't have a U-Butte blitzer machine of any type, then just do it by hand on a board, simple as. Now if you're like me and you can't tolerate dried fruit, what you can do is get that little micro grater and get a lemon, a lime, or an orange perhaps, and just use the zest. Just use the zest, as much or as little as you like. Mix that in with the mixture, and that will give you an absolutely tangy flavour. It's still very healthy. You've still got some of the zest in there and the essential oils from the zest. So that's another add to that you can think about using as well. So I made the mistake, I got so excited, of course I got excited. I made a mistake of putting everything in here at once. And what I should have done is, yes, you all know, put them in separately, blitz them, and then put them in. So I've got a bit of a messy board going on, but that's okay. That's okay, it's all fun. So when you do it how I normally would do it, and blitz up your nuts one by one. And when I say blitz, look, you still want them crunchy, because it's going to be a crunchy bar. Okay. Here we go. Beautiful. Fixed that up, didn't I? So now what goes in is this lovely lovely combination of coconut oil, nut paste. You could put peanut paste in it, but I didn't because with paleo you don't normally eat lots of peanuts. So there are so many other cashew spreads, lots of different nut spreads you can have and choose from. There's honey in here, and like I said, there's that vanilla. So now we're just going to mix it up. If it's too dry, you can always add in a bit more coconut oil. Give it a good mix. Give it a yummy good mix. Oh, yum. And then I'm just going to add the other mix. I think it's called, I bought it in a supermarket, and I think it's called Power Mix because it's got a bit of everything in it. But like I said earlier, I'll put some sultanas in there because I know that David, who's going to be eating them, loves his sultanas. So there are bits of dried fruit in there. There's some more nuts. So it'll be lovely and crunchy, but he will get to taste, well, I'll probably have one too. We will get to taste the lovely dried fruit in there as well. Incorporate it all well. And you can see there's actually flakes of coconut flakes as well. Yum. Delicious, delicious, delicious. So now, get your little tray. And make sure when you use this paper, make sure it's hanging over the edge both ways, because that's going to make it so easy to pull it out. So let's just put it all in. Put it all in. Oh, yum. Flatten it down really tight. Really flatten it down. Make sure you get it in all the corners. Flatten it down. You can actually wet your hands and use your hands for it as well. Excuse me. Get it in. Smooth it, smooth the sides as best you can. Flatten it as best you can. There you go. Now what I'm going to do with that is put it in the fridge for 2 hours, 1 to 2 hours. Okay, I'll see you back very soon, and I'll show you what you can do with them after, like cutting them up and the different options you have. Okay, welcome back. This has been in the fridge for 2 hours. And see, easy to pull out. Okay, now let's start cutting it up. Oh, yum. It's quite solid. Oh yes, I can cut it up. Oh, delicious. Absolutely delicious, and it's actually breaking off in lovely pieces. Oops, it is breaking off. That's okay. We'll be munching on these pieces, don't you worry about that. All right, let's see. Wonderful, wonderful. You can see a natural break there. Look at that. And this one's a bit big. there, and there. Yes, it is a little bit crumbly, but that's okay. Delicious, delicious. So, really is. It really is. So this is easy to make. You can cut those into smaller pieces if you like. Cut them thinner, doesn't really matter. So have a go at this recipe. Now I've used lemon zest in here, I think. Oh, you can get a bit of a taste to it. Play around with the recipe. I always do. I play around with every recipe and make it my own. So, excuse me eating, can't help myself. But this would be really, really delicious. You could put, you can cut up some prunes in there. You can cut up some figs or have a different variety of dried fruits, or stick to more of the citrus and have some dried orange and lemons. And I'd use the zest to make it that zinginess. If you want the recipe, you know what to do. Subscribe. It's free. I don't bug you at all. So when you subscribe, you don't tick to get notifications. Don't do that. You don't need that. Just subscribe, and then let me know, just in case I miss it in my email, and I'll invite you to my private Facebook Paleo Polly group, where you get all the recipes, lots of recipes, lots of hints, and sometimes there's recipes up there that haven't even been filmed yet. So thanks again for watching. Try this, it's delicious. We'll be doing more snacks, of course they're healthy snacks, they're paleo, so we'll be doing more sweet and savoury snacks. And don't forget what's coming up, the party nibbles, it's going to be delicious. And of course we're going to have some delicious paleo friendly vegan and vegetarian soups coming up. There you go, what a variety. It's all coming up on my channel, Paleo Polly. See you all soon.